What is up, guys? Soldiers here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to build a simple house in Roblox Studio. Now, I will get into more detailed stuff in part 2, but we're just going to be setting up a little base plate here so I can give you guys a better idea of how to make your stuff look a little bit better in your games and stuff. So first, we're just going to place a little block, and the setup we usually do is rotate by 10 and 0.2 studs. It just makes things easier so you can make them thinner and stuff like that. So you can make walls look a little bit better and stuff. Now, this will only be a display house. It won't be something that you can actually walk into. Because, if you're making like a roleplay game, you want to have walk-in stuff. And if you guys want a video on that, you guys can leave a comment below and tell me other stuff that you guys want to know. And even, I can give you guys tips in my Discord too if you join that. But anyways, let's get into this video, and we're just gonna make this floor pretty thin. Make it a pretty small house. Stuff like that. Okay. Now, your color preference is completely up to you. I like using dark. I like using this dark kind of brownish color. And we just want to change that to wood. And then we better anchor it first. It's the biggest mistake most people make. Then all you want to do is click duplicate, scale this down, make a little wall. And you want to turn cast shadow off so then you have better lighting in your house, depending on if you are making it inside or not. Just want to click duplicate again, go to the move, and then you can come over here, level it out with the floor, then duplicate, scale it down, drag it over flush with the other wall. And now we're going to duplicate it, move it to the front, then we're going to scale this down some to make it two different things. Okay, and we're going to stop here real quick, and we're going to load in an NPC so you get a good idea of the scaling of the doorway and stuff like that. Let's scale this way a little bit. You want it about a little bit wider than the NPC, so that should be good there. And we're just going to duplicate this and fill in this little gap up here. Okay, now that we got that done, what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this, make this into a little corner, kind of personal preference if you want to do that. And we're going to change it to this burnt sienna color. I'm going to duplicate this and drag it over here. Make sure we're the same on both sides. Okay. Now we're going to duplicate this and drag it over to the doorway. And duplicate to the other side. Then we're going to duplicate this again and drag it across the top. And of course, we're going to make this a little bit thinner. And then we're going to duplicate it and drag it down. And make sure to leave the little gap like you do with the rest of the window, with the rest of the doorway. Okay. Just for a little fancy, we'll make a third one in between. Oop, sorry about that, guys. Okay. Now we're set up like this. To do the doorway, just want to duplicate it, scale it down, and we just want to fill the little gap here. Now what we're going to do, we're going to make this just a little bit thinner than what the actual house is. And then we're going to make it this burnt sienna color. Okay. And now we're going to insert a cylinder. I'm going to rotate it some. And then we are going to make it the kind of darkish brown color. Make it wood. Anchor it. We're going to scale it down some. Alright. We're just going to kind of let it hang out just a little bit out of the wall. And we're going to make it just a little bit smaller. Okay, there's your doorknob. Simple as that, right? Okay. I'm going to get into some detailed stuff here. This is where a lot of your skill comes in. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate this pillar this way, move it down some. You want to make sure that none of the rest is visible. Okay, and this little difference right here is actually good because it'll make it look a little bit better. And now we're just going to drag it up to the top. And you're probably wondering, like, is this supposed to look like this? Yes, it can look like this. It won't make much of a difference. But out of personal preference, I am going to flush it up because I think it looks better when it's flush. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate it. And then rotate it the other way. And now you got an X brace. So we're going to scale these down a little bit, just so it'll cover the corner. Okay. Then we're actually going to make this a little bit thinner. Okay. So now you want to click Control and click both of them. And then all you got to do is move it over. And you will probably have to do a little bit of adjusting because both these sides aren't probably even. And that's okay. I'm just going to flush this up. Fix it a little bit. Okay. Oh. We need to duplicate it first and then come over here and fix this. Okay. Okay, that's right. I'll fix the scaling on this. Okay, this one's good. And now you just want to dupe this drag it up flush, and then scale it down enough to where we can cover these. And then we're going to pop this out just a little bit. And we're going to duplicate it and do the same thing to the back. Okay, and we're going to duplicate this one and scale it out. I'm going to drag it and connect it to this one. Dupe it and drag it over flush with these. Okay, this is kind of basis for setting up. Looks somewhat decent from the start. Okay, now the roof is the difficult part when it comes to most people. You just want to make a block here and then rotate it just a little bit to where it comes into a peak. I'm going to scale it, let a little bit of overhang, just a little bit off the sides. All right. You want to just drag it up. And we're going to do the same with this side. Rotate it a little bit. Now, when you get this little cross right here and how it pokes out a little bit, that is completely okay because we'll be covering it anyways. So now we will make it this dark color. And the sides, back, and stuff like that, you guys can kind of set up your own design. You can have it simple or complex, you know, kind of like this. But okay, I'll let you guys keep it to your personal preference. In part 2, I'll kind of go over the sides and we'll do an inside and stuff if you guys want that. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill these gaps here because you don't want those there. All we need to do is just take a wedge and then we will rotate it to where it's straight. Then we're going to scale it. Now this is usually the difficult part because you want it flush. You want it flush with your wall so that it doesn't look all weird. Now we have it against this. Now we're just going to bring it up. We're going to try to get it as center as possible. Okay. You want to make sure it's not popping out of the roof. Okay, I'm going to make it a dark color. And then all you want to do is just dupe it. Bring it over some. And then rotate it and fill your other gap with it. And if you got it pre-center, then you should have it. Now we're just going to copy both of these and then drag this to the back. Simple as that. Okay, so now we're going to do something about this top here. I'm going to get a regular block. Make sure it's anchored. Okay. And First, we're going to do the trim of this. Okay. We're just going to drag this down, have a little bit of overhang, and let it peak flush with your roof piece. Okay. And we're going to dupe it and then drag it back here to the back. I'm just going to duplicate this piece. I'm going to rotate it. That was a little too much. One more notch. Okay. Okay. You just want to get this adjusted. Okay. And then we're just going to drag this one over too. Alright, so now you're probably curious of how you cover this up, because there's that little bitty notch. Even though most people won't notice it, some will, and we're just going to fix that real quick. All you need is a part. You just want to scale it however you want. I usually keep it pretty small. You just want to drag it up to here. You want to let it pop out just a little bit. We're going to change the color, make it wood, anchor it. You just want to let it pop out just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to dupe this. I'm going to rotate it to the roof. And then drag it down and make it our other edge pieces. Simple as that. I'm going to do this one. And do the same thing. Oh, looks like we're having a little bit of thickness difference, but that's alright. It'll be pretty hard to notice. And now we're just gonna duplicate this one and drag it down and make it a little less thicker than these. Alright. Sorry about that. Had a little silence moment. Then you just want to drag this down. Now I only do it like this because it makes it easier for me. But now you can duplicate this, drag it over some, duplicate it, drag it over some on this side, and then you can just scale it down. And unless your players have a way on getting on the roof, then you really shouldn't have to worry about it. And there you have it. You have a little kind of old medieval time house, and scaled to the NBC. The door's a little bit big, but that's okay. But yeah, I hope you guys found this pretty helpful. And leave a comment if you want me to continue this and make an inside kind of house and stuff like that. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.